Someone told you to put banana peels in your pots, and maybe you did. Maybe they are still in there somewhere, just slowly doing whatever it is banana peels are supposed to do. Then you hear about eggshell water, coffee grounds, and at some point you stop and think, is any of this actually helping? Or am I just adding random kitchen scraps and hoping for the best? Because here's the thing. Some of it genuinely works. Some of it sounds good, but doesn't do much. And in containers, a few of these can actually quietly cause problems. Okay. So let's go through it properly. What's worth using, what isn't, and what actually makes a difference. This is Soil and Small Spaces, where we figure out how to grow good things in not a lot of room. Let's dive in. Before we get into the scraps themselves, it's worth saying containers behave differently to garden beds, and that matters here. In the ground, you've got a whole ecosystem working for you. Worms, microbes, organisms breaking things down, moving nutrients around, doing a lot of the heavy lifting. You can throw a banana peel in a garden bed and something will deal with it pretty efficiently. In a pot, however, that ecosystem is much smaller. There is less of everything. The composition is slower. And if something goes wrong, too much of the wrong thing, something rotting at the roots, the plant feels it faster because there is nowhere for the problem to go. So, some things that work brilliantly in a big garden need a little bit more thought in a container. Keep that in mind as we go through this. So, what's worth using? Number 1, coffee grounds. These are probably the most useful kitchen scrap for container gardeners, with one condition: don't overdo it. They add nitrogen to the soil, which plants need for leafy growth. They also improve soil texture a little, and there's some evidence they support beneficial microbes. For acid-loving plants, blueberries, strawberries, some herbs, they are generally helpful. The mistake that people make is using too much. A thick layer on top of your pot will crust over, repel water, and actually stop moisture reaching the roots. A light sprinkle worked into the top of the soil, that's what you want. A little, fairly often, is better than a lot at once. Used coffee grounds are better than fresh ones too. Fresh grounds are more acidic. Used ones are closer to neutral. So, straight from the filter, let them dry out for a day, then use them. Number 2, banana peel water. Burying a whole banana peel in your pot, that's where I'd slow down. In a small container, they take a long time to break down. They can attract fungus, gnats, and honestly, they just sit there doing very little. But banana peel water is different, and it actually works. Soak 2 or 3 peels in water for a couple of days, then use that water on your plants. Banana peels are high in potassium, which supports flowering and fruiting. So, if you're growing tomatoes, peppers, anything you want to produce that is decent, free boost. This is not a miracle. It's not replacing a proper fertilizer. But as a top-up during the growing season, it's worth doing. Number 3, eggshell water. Same idea here. Boil or soak eggshells in water, let it cool, then use it on your plants. Eggshells provide calcium, which supports strong cell structure and healthy growth. This is especially useful for plants like tomatoes, which can struggle with blossom and rot. Again, this is not a replacement for proper feeding, but it's a useful addition. Sprinkling crushed eggshells on top of the soil, by the way, is more about slugs than nutrients. As a fertilizer, they break down too slowly to make much difference. Now, here is what we have to be careful with. 1, vegetable cooking water. When you boil vegetables, some nutrients might end up in the water. So instead of pouring it away, you can use it on your plants. That part is true. But There are two things to check first. Make sure it's unsalted. Salt will damage your plants over time. And let it cool completely. Hot water in a pot is not going to end well. If it's unsalted and cooled, go ahead. It's a small benefit, but it's a free one. Number 2, citrus peels. This one gets shared a lot, and I'd skip it for containers. Citrus breaks down slowly. It can affect soil pH, and in a small pot, that matters more than in a garden bed. There's also some evidence it can interfere with beneficial microbes. Not a disaster if you've done it once, but as a regular habit, I'd leave it out. Number 3, onion and garlic scraps. Similar situation here. Onion and garlic have antimicrobial properties, which sounds good until you realize that includes the good microbes too. In a big garden, it's negligible. In a small container, it's worth avoiding. If you can, put them in compost instead. Here is my honest take. Kitchen scraps are a supplement, not a strategy. If your plant is struggling, growing slowly, or showing clear nutrient issues, a bit of banana peel water isn't going to fix that. That's when you need a proper fertilizer. But if your plants are already doing well and you want to give them a small boost without spending anything, coffee grounds, banana peel water, eggshell water, these are genuinely useful. The sweet spot is growing season. Spring through summer, when your plants can actually use it. In colder months, it mostly just sits there, so keep it simple. A few things, used lightly at the right time, that's all it needs to be. A quick recap: coffee grounds in small amounts, banana peel water and eggshell water during the growing season, cooking water if it's unsalted. Skip the whole peels in the pot, the citrus, and the onion scraps. And remember, all of this is a bonus, not a replacement for good care. If you have tried something I didn't mention or something went wrong, I'd genuinely like to hear it. Drop it in the comments, and if you're new here, please subscribe. We focus on practical, no fast growing for small spaces. See you in the next one.